Hello everyone, welcome to another Ultimate Fire episode review. This is for Season 27, Episode 9, Guns Blazing. And I was wrong, this was not the Coach's Challenge episode, but it was still a good one. So let's get into why it was so good. So yeah, this is Episode 9, Guns Blazing. I think I pointed that out earlier, but if I didn't, yeah. And it was a good episode, and we start off with everyone going to a place in Vegas called Exotic Racing, where basically they got to take some fancy cars out and drive them. And it was an immediate swerve, no pun intended there with the driving thing. It was kind of a swerve because I thought, usually Coach's Challenge might be at the beginning of an episode. Most of the time it's in the middle. I thought this was going to be at the beginning, but it wasn't. So I was thinking, it's a weird choice to start off with the Coach's Challenge, but then it just turns out, nah, they're just taking the guys out to help them relax and calm down. And, yeah, they had a fun time. They all relaxed, they all calmed down. It was all good. And, let's see. There was the training, because the two fighters for this one are Mike Trizano and John Gunther, both on Team Miocic. And they sort of trained separately. Miocic didn't get heavily involved with either of them, which was a very smart choice. And the fact that they trained kind of separately, also very, very smart. It shows like there's no favoritism, because, they're both on the same team, but they were both fighting each other anyway. So I really like that. I like it when that stuff happens in The Ultimate Fighter. When there's not any favoritism, even though both guys are, like, friends, for example. They are friends, but they're on the same team, too. So I like it when, nothing is heavily put on one guy or heavily put on the other guys. Just, they're gonna fight. That's all. And then after that, we probably had my favourite segment of this episode. It's getting a wee bit dark outside, by the way. So I apologise for the lighting change. Nature's lighting change, as it goes. But yeah, oh man. It was a talent show. Jay Cuccinello hosted the talent show. And there was some pretty funny stuff. There was, I believe it was Kylie Phillips with his nickname of Matrix doing some really cool flips. Just cool flips like handstands and just doing some really cool looking athletic stuff. Then there was Bryce Mitchell showing off his hunting skills. He, with Luis Pena playing as sensei, he even dressed up in like an old grey karate gi, and it was kind of hilarious. And he held like a wooden board and Bryce kicked right through it. And then Pena got behind the couch. Remember, Pena's got a big red afro, and he hid behind the couch and had an apple on his head. And Bryce, who had a bow and arrow with him, had to shoot the apple off. He missed all 3 times, but it was still kind of funny. However, the show stealer for the challenge show, well, show stealers rather, were Mike Trizano and John Gunther, the men who were fighting in this episode. They serve like a sort of little man thing where only one actually uses his hands. It was sort of like Whose Line Is It Anyway with helping hands, but sort of protracted to be sort of small, because Gunther's hands were controlling a pair of feet, like his hands were supposed to be feet, and Mike Trizano's hands were actually John Gunther's hands. It was weird, but it was absolutely hilarious. There was like, and there was one moment where they did one-arm push-ups and it looked like the rest of the body just lifted up and down, and it was so damn funny. And obviously Gunther won the talent competition, even though there wasn't any actual prizes. Still, I really enjoyed it. Then, from what I remember, Daniel Cormier invited 2 fighters to help out his guys, and I thought that was kind of interesting, considering that neither of his guys are actually fighting in this episode, and there's only one fight, which is between 2 of Miocic's guys. But yeah, he brought along Luke Rockhold, who's a long-time training partner of his at AK, the American Kickboxing Academy, which is what it means, and former middleweight champion in UFC and Strikeforce. So yeah, Luke Rockhold, even though I don't like him, I think he's kind of a knob, is genuinely a nice person, gets to know the others, and is a damn good fighter. And it led to a funny moment. Oh, the other one was Max Holloway, the current featherweight champion, who was going to wind up having to fight one of these guys someday. I just know that for a fact. But yeah, there was a funny moment where Luke Rockhold sat with them and just like, you're really, really good people. And he sat down with Bryce Mitchell and Brad Katona, who are going to fight at some point. It didn't really say when, because I watch it on MMA Core and you don't really get the adverts except for I got one. That's not the important thing. So Rockhold sat down with them and noticed how pally Bryce and Brad were, because they were just really nice. And there was a joke made by Katona, but that turns out it wasn't a joke. And he said that Bryce recently started using soap. And Luke went, what? And Bryce went, it's true. I just didn't really believe in it before. And it was a really nice, funny moment, and I enjoyed that. Next was it was a very John Gunther focused episode all in all, and there was an amazingly edited thing where people were talking about the more they live with John Gunther, the more they get to know him, like Tyler Diamond, Mike Trizano, Bryce Mitchell, all showing up support for Gunther, saying how good of a really happy guy he is. And Gunther, he makes a canoe and he plays with it in the pool. He makes a canoe out of UFC water bottles and just like tapes it all together. It surprisingly it holds up. I was not expecting it to hold up, but it did. He sleeps with a sleeping bag, and it's like covered up to his face, so you can only see up to his nose, and a little bit over his forehead. I guess it's to help him lose weight, because he had been training like extra hard up until that point, so obviously you got to work to lose the weight too. And God, there was something else. I know there was something else. Oh yeah, Tyler Diamond apparently. Well, I say apparently. We see John Gunther do this. Gunther like practices with a tree and attempts like double leg takedowns just as a training thing. And the way that part in particular was edited was really well done. I quite enjoyed that. Because it went from like an early morning shot where Gunther's like in a tank top and his and shorts and sandals, and he goes for it, and then like when he goes for the takedown, he changes into his nightwear, and he's wearing like a grey hoodie and like dark trousers and such, and he's still doing it. And the way that was put together was so well done. I really, really like that. So that's a huge editing up. And that's interesting. I just noticed that someone has fucked with the Wikipedia here, saying that Helen Zuniga BYE. I don't know what that means. Is that purposely messed with? Yeah, because there's nothing in the legend about it. So someone just said BYE. I don't know. Anyway, not much else to talk about beyond the fight itself, which was pretty good. Obviously, semi-finals. It's 3 rounds when it comes to semi-finals, and the first fight of the semi-finals was pretty good. It was very, very nice back and forth fight. Gunther lasted a lot longer this time, which I was really, really thankful for. And he showed that he's got some good heart, but Trizano was just a bit too much for him. Trizano landed a great jab and leg kick throughout. He got a good couple of takedowns, but I'd definitely give Gunther the advantage in terms of wrestling. In terms of how the rounds went, round 1 was definitely more Trizano, even though Gunther did get a couple of takedowns. Round 2 was a bit more even, but I do score it slightly more in favour of Trizano, because it was very much like the same as the first, but Gunther did do a lot more, even though Gunther had been cut up pretty badly throughout the rounds and his face was like bloody as hell, which is suitable considering that he was wearing red and Trizano was wearing blue, so I don't know. And then round 3, more of the same, but Trizano actually started getting takedowns. He got 1 near the end of round 2 and he started getting more in round 3 and just like managed to capitalise. Although all throughout, Trizano did try to get a guillotine choke, and near the end of round 2, Gunther almost got like a north-south looking triangle choke where he was on the bottom and like had his legs wrapped around Trizano. It looked like he was going to get a triangle. He didn't, but it was very, very close for the last 20 seconds. So yeah, all in all, this was a really, really good fight. I enjoyed it. I am sad that Gunther lost, but the dude got a second chance and he didn't waste it. He gave it his all, and you could really tell. Trizano, he's a tough dude. He's not an easy one to get over. So yeah, it was just a solid, really entertaining fight. And since I don't really know who's going to fight next, I'm going to make my prediction that it's going to be Brad Katona and Bryce Mitchell. Might be, I don't know. But yeah, this was an exciting episode, and I'll see you all for the next UFC event, I think. Let me just quickly... I should really, actually save this up so it's more prepared. So when is the next one? Oh, the next one's not until next Sunday. Next Sunday? Next Saturday. And that's going to be... Dalton versus Leon Edwards. Oh, that's going to be a good one. But yeah, I'll see you for that next. No, I won't actually, because I'll probably because that's far away. I'll probably have a couple of backtracking episodes done before then, so I'll see you in the next backtracking episode, which is Escape the Fate. And I got nothing else to say. I really like the type that I've really been enjoying this season. I've said it before, I know I have, but I haven't really enjoyed an Ultimate Fighter season this much since season 14. I believe, yeah, it was 14 with the first ever Bantamweight Featherweight season and Bisping and Mayhem coaching. Oh, that was good. Such a good season, probably my favourite. But this has been really, really good as well. So I'm going to end it before I ramble on so much. I really enjoyed the season. I really enjoyed this episode. Hopefully the next one contains the Coach's Challenge. We can only have our fingers crossed. Thank you for listening. You're awesome. Bye-bye.